Flathead County Emergency Services desperately needs volunteers right now. KPAX's Maren Sue spoke with several different departments who explained how the lack of volunteers is impacting their operations.
The number of volunteer emergency responders are dwindling, and that's starting to take a toll on first responders around the Flathead Valley. MTN spoke with several volunteer and professional fire departments who say they just can't staff volunteers. Only Fire and Rescue Chief Jordan Carr says their department has 5 volunteers, making it impossible to have an ambulance service relying only on mutual aid.
Whitefish is our ambulance, so they'll come out and assist with medical, and we're just first aid for them. But any sort of fires, it's all on us. Because
Only must wait for Whitefish's ambulance, there's sometimes a delay in response, putting strain on Whitefish Fire Department. Whitefish Fire Chief Joe Page says originally their fire department was a mix of volunteers and professionals. With a volunteer shortage, Page says the department has gone to all professionals, which still isn't enough.
We're staffed with 5 per day with a minimum staffing of 4, which really makes it difficult. Running the ambulance, every ambulance call takes 2 people. We often have back-to-back ambulance calls leaving the station unmanned.
Smith Valley Chairman Board Member Rod Gilman says their fire department has the same issues. Almost entirely volunteer-based, Gilman says last year the department tried passing a $450,000 levy, hoping if passed they'd be able to staff 24/7. Unfortunately, it didn't pass.
We've cut back to Monday through Friday, 7 to 5.
Gilman recounts a time when Smith Valley's lack of staff cost them precious response time to a fire.
The length of time it took me to get some paperwork done and go out and get in my car to drive into town, somebody would have already responded, and the call was close enough to the station that we would have had someone there immediately. Luckily, it turned out okay. The homeowner got the fire knocked down before they got there, but still, it could have been a bad situation.
Jordan Owen with Flathead Emergency Services thinks volunteerism is down for several reasons. The demanding hours and training conflict with volunteers' jobs. But he also thinks it's a shift in our culture.
Volunteerism is not necessarily in the culture anymore. And so the newer generations sometimes aren't following in the footsteps for that volunteerism, community service, etc.
Chief Carr, Page, and board member Gilman are all actively looking for more volunteers, especially as population rises in the Flathead.
Because the demand for emergency services becomes so great with new population, new growth within the county, with the same level of volunteerism, it does tax and put pressure on those that are trying to do the right thing.
If you're interested in volunteering in any way, please contact your local fire department to find out training hours and requirements. In Whitefish, Maren Sue, MTN News.